Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Adober University's live webinar sessions for content creators. Ako po si Sinsuan ng ABS-CBN University. I'll be your host for this afternoon. We are now in our fifth of six webinar sessions. Last na po natin sa Friday, so please make sure that you catch that last webinars. If you've not been able to catch our four previous webinars, please make sure that you watch them in our pages in Facebook and in YouTube. It's still going to be there, so please take a moment to watch them and catch those if you haven't yet. Just like last time, we're going to be asking our audience and our participants to share with us and write their comments on what they expect to learn from today's webinar. So please use the hashtag Adober University and share us, your suggestions, your comments. What would you like to learn? What questions do you have about today's topic? So today's topic is 1 million subs. Hashtag Sana All. How to grow your followers and subscribers online. Okay, so our topics are getting really technical now. And I'd like to introduce now our speakers this afternoon. Our head of ABS-CBN's multi-channel network or digital media services and YouTube operations, ang big boss ng Adober Studios, si Mr. Dennis Lim is here with us this afternoon. Dennis, welcome.
Hello, hi everyone. Grabe naman yung big boss na yan, di naman.
And we have another special guest. We have the network head of social for Dentsu Aegis Network and general manager Digility, and the founder of founder of Creators and Influencers Council of the Philippines, or CICP. Mr. Jim De Guzman is with us this afternoon. Jim, welcome.
Hi, hello Chase. Good afternoon. Hi everyone.
All right, welcome to the show, both of you. Okay, we're gonna get right into it. By the way, if you're looking for Jello is unable to join us this afternoon. We'll see if he can join us on our session this Friday. Okay, let's start with the first question. Let's get right into it now. So first question, our topic again is 1 million subs, the road to 1 million subscribers. How do we do that? How do we grow our followers and subscribers online? Our first question for Dennis and for Jim today is, why is there a need to grow your subscribers when creators can earn from views? So we talked about viewership last time, like it's important to grow viewership. But why is it also just as important to grow subscription, Dennis?
Well, tama naman, we actually earn from views. The more views you have, the more ads are served, no? However, the penultimate question here is, how do we increase views, right? And two sides of it. One, you have to have great content to have more views on your content. Second, one of the great ways to increase views is to also increase subscribers, right? So if you notice, if you are a creator who experience having 10,000 subscribers as compared to 500,000, 100,000 or 500,000, you'll notice that as your subscribers grow, each upload you make, the first 24 hours view count is actually bigger when you have a larger subscriber base, right? So the best way really is to grow your subscriber base, which would give you a great head start on your views, right? Second, yeah, views earn you money, but that's on YouTube, that's on Facebook. How about other platforms that don't rely on views to earn you money, right? Getting a lot of subscribers also puts you in a great position to work with brands, right? So think about it. When brands work with you, what they're really trying to do is they're trying to reach your audience, right? So you have a demographic, you have an audience that the brands want to reach. The bigger the audience that you are able to reach, the more willing the brands would work with you, right? So imagine you being pitched to brands and sasabihin sa brands is 10,000 lang subscribers. Of course, medyo it's not as compelling as, oh, this guy has 500,000 subscribers or 1 million subscribers. And of course, the more subscribers you have, the higher your rates are going to be when you get a branded execution from brands, right?
Yeah, so exposure means that there's more engagement, there's more audience engagement, and more potential for partnerships with with brands and advertisers. What about Jim? Do you have any thoughts on this? Why is it important to grow subscribers?
Ako I totally agree with Dennis kasi views and subscribers, chicken and egg yan eh. In order for you to really, parang the way I see it pa nga is while views are more important because that's how creators make more money. The fact that you're growing your subscribers means that more people are actually interested or in a way trying to be loyal to your content that you release on your page. So it has value if you come to think of it. From an agency perspective, whenever we propose talents or creators or influencers to our clients, 'di ba? Paano na pag sina-storyboard na yung ideas, there's always a balance between the two. What are important. Kasi you can always say that this creator has a million views, a million subscribers, sorry. Pero kung views naman only in the hundreds. So there's something there, di ba? On the flip side, if you have naman a lot of views pero yung subscribers mo maliit, so it can have an insinuation na baka hindi nila nagugustuhan regularly yung content. So they come and go. So I think again it's chicken and egg. Parang both are equally important. So if you strategize your content, dapat you are gearing towards achieving both high views and high subscriber base.
All right. We have some questions now from our audience now and expectations from them. So we received some questions. How do I extend my reach beyond social media and YouTube? Another question is tools. What tools and techniques are there to reach a wider audience? Another is which platform has the widest reach? So Dennis was saying kanina that you want to increase your subscriber base because you also want to bring them outside of YouTube. So we'll talk about those other platforms as well. Let's go to the next question, and this is for Jim now. Jim, how can you differentiate social media or YouTube audience then and now in terms of engagement? So, question on from the past, YouTube being a video publishing platform versus other platforms like social media, Facebook or Instagram. How do you differentiate them?
Well, without even focusing on a particular platform, Chase, there's a big difference na if you really are. Ako parang I've been doing digital for more than a decade. No, my last 5 years, in fact, was in Singapore. So I pretty much had visibility talaga on how social media has evolved over the years. And I think it's more challenging to talk to your audience now in any platform because one, there's this required deeper engagement. Hindi pwede na lang yung mababaw lang na type of conversation. So they're trying to look for purpose. Some are trying to look for affinity. How can I relate to the audience? Do I agree on the opinions of this particular creator or influencer? So one is deeper engagement. Another is higher level of expectation. Dati, pwede ka lang magpa-cute-cute ngayon, especially after COVID. I don't know if you will agree, Dennis, or not, but I think the audience will demand more. Hindi lang pwedeng, you're just being yourself, trying to be beautiful in front of the camera, but you need to have some sort of meaning and purpose, right? Of course, in varying levels. Di naman kailangan lahat mag-coronavirus post just to be relevant to your audience. And lastly, I think while the level of expectation is rising, I think your audience is becoming more and more demanding to the point that sometimes they dictate how frequent should you upload your blog, where you should go next after, for example, featuring Siargao in your page. What are the questions you need to answer in your next vlog? Do you need to do a review of a documentary or a movie, etc.? So again, even on the brand side, it's very superficial, di ba? Ngayon, the expectation, talagang there's high expectation on meaning and purpose. I think that's the difference I see in terms of audience expectation.
Yeah, I think we talk about this in marketing and digital marketing where the brand purpose of the influencer or the creator should align with the audience, diba? Do they agree with the persona? Do they agree with the values of this content creator? Which will also allow brands and advertisers to align their values, diba, with this particular creator. So that provides more opportunities for them. So let's say an advertiser wants to align values of love for family, for example, diba? So how does one grow that particular purpose? How does one define a brand purpose if you're a content creator? Is there a way to define that?
Well, I think you have to, even before, ako nga, I always advise those who really want to go YouTube content creation, no, to always, the easiest part of being a creator is setting up your page. You can do that in an hour. But then again, what you need to really spend time on is, what role do I want to play to the lives of my future followers? How do I
Mhm.
want to define myself? What types of content do I need to show to them? What do I want to what kind of example do I want to set to people? And again, it can cover different areas, whether you're into fashion, traveling,
Mm.
gadgets, whatever. No, I think that's very important. In a way, strategy is not only for agency strategists or even brand strategists, if you may call. Um, as a creator, as an influencer, before you get out there, and it's not yet late. Even if you've been doing this for the longest time, the fact that to yourself you cannot answer what's your purpose, what's your meaning, how do you want to be identified, then pause and take two steps back and try to think of these
Yeah,
questions. Uh,
yeah.
uh, yeah.
Speaking of strategy, if you haven't watched our episode on developing your digital strategy or content strategy, I think that's episode two, tama ba? Episode two or webinar session number two. You'll find that again on Facebook and on YouTube. Watch that because we had some really good conversations with our platform head from YouTube, si
Correct.
Pablo, and from TikTok, si Rhea was in that webinar episode. So catch that if you haven't done so yet. Let's read some greets and shout outs. We have Adrian Pangilinan, sabi niya, greetings everyone, ready to learn. Megna Jane, very informative, sir. I think she's referring to both of you. Olive Ibanez, hi Olive. Good thing I caught this. And a question from our audience, sabi niya, is it possible to buy viewers or likes? Would you advise against it or not? Okay, who would like to take this question? Pwede bang bumili ng likes tsaka views? Dennis, what do you think?
Uh, I've heard of influencers doing that, but I don't have any experience buying or selling. No?
Our views are
uh,
very organic.
as it should be, right? It's possible. Is it advice? Do I advise it? Definitely not. Again, you're looking at the long term. When you engage with brands and when you engage with yourself, even you're looking for results, right? What kind of results are you expecting from bot subscribers or bot views from your channel? Nothing, right?
Yeah.
Mahirap ibenta yung ganung klaseng proposition to anyone, to a brand, even to yourself, right? Baka ikaw vanity, o sige marami kang subscribers, but at the end of the day, those subscribers are not engaged. And the way the platform algorithms work will naturally um, make that strategy not work, basically, right? Facebook, YouTube changes their algorithm on a weekly, maybe on a daily basis, just to
Exactly. Yeah.
combat all of these things, right? So anything you think of, naisip na nila on how to counter that. So later I'll give some examples of how the algorithm helps you increase your audience. But maybe we can also hear from Jim.
Ako, the fact that, like Dennis, I've never met someone who has sold or someone who sells likes or subscribers or whatnot. No? Um, saan kaya sila? Kung shoutout, kung nakikinig kayo. Sige nga,
Andyan ba kayo?
Kasi parang very interesting now. Ako, my perspective on that is, the moment kasi you start doing that, you're cheating yourself. Diba? Maybe in the short term, you can get clients who would believe that you have 200,000 real followers who are really, following every you can. Maybe, but parang in the long run, in the long run, parang it outweighs also the benefits of focusing on really growing your real followers or real subscribers. Yeah. But the fact that there are trolls on the digital space now that you can create and you can multiply in hundreds, I'm sure there's a way to buy it. But if you are kung matino kang creator, you wouldn't engage into those kinds of actions because again, it's you cheating yourself. It's not cheating your client or or others.
Right.
Magkano ba binebenta yan? Wouldn't you rather like just spend on a camera or something?
Oo, di ba?
Yeah, invest in quality instead of actually buying subscribers or likes.
This whole vlogging thing came about. Baka in a way parang if there's a rat race, whoever gets to 100,000 first. Parang kaso ngayon, if you look at the playing field, wala na. A lot of people have surpassed the million mark. I don't know, like Niana and Rans and Kyle, I think nasa 11 million.
There's more than 10 million already.
Lloyd Cadena is still one of the most followed and most engaging YouTuber on earth.
Yeah.
So wala, it for me it doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Jim, I want to go back to that previous question. Kasi parang I think there was a question last time during one of our sessions where this person was asking what platform-based strategy should he or she focus on. So you've got Facebook, you have TikTok, and you have YouTube now. As from the perspective of an advertiser, of an agency, what signals do you consider to be success measures for a content creator na maraming fans sa Facebook, sa Twitter, sa Instagram, sa YouTube? What are those factors that really make you think of a content creator as somebody who's successful?
Ito sa atin lang. Wala naman nakakarinig. 3 lang naman yata tayo.
Hindi naman to naka-broadcast Tayo lang dito.
Hindi naman to.
When we look for creators and influencers, ngayon ang medyo naglalaban-laban but I would think na mas nakakalamang sa YouTube, to be honest. At the end of the day, dapat you have this entire ecosystem of platforms that help each other. But should not be using the same types of content because I'm a firm believer that, and both of you will agree, we follow brands, we follow people in different platforms for different reasons. So for you to put the same thing on your YouTube account, to your Instagram, to your Facebook, parang mali yun. So when you strategize, try to think of what makes my content here different from the other platforms. Right? But normally, when you look for, again, from a quantitative perspective, when we look for talents who can help us influence, YouTube yan, more YouTube and Instagram. Facebook kasi ngayon medyo parang hindi na ganun as reliable as I guess Instagram and subscribers in terms of organic following talaga. And as you know, the news feed is already very commercialized or marami ng mga sponsored content. So, but I'm not saying if you are running your Facebook now or if you plan to put up your Facebook page, I'm not saying you don't. But you need to have a healthy YouTube or Instagram following if you want to appeal to the agency, even brands. That's kind of like a currency that matters to us when we decide which one is best. Of course, relevance to content or brand fit is another conversation altogether. But channel-wise, those two are most important. Pero ngayon, the rising platform is TikTok, di ba? We know that in a short period of time, in 10 weeks, since we were all quarantined in our respective houses, the number of users grew exponentially. So that's a
Dami
challenge
na
for a
TikTok.
lot of creators. Are you for the platform? If you agree to open an account, what role does it play for you? Kasi it can make or break you, right?
Yeah. Um, Speaking of platforms now, so we've got TikTok, we've got Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc. How do they differ from each other in terms of audience growth, strategy, even the approach that a content creator needs to take? How are they different from each other? So obviously we've got a video publishing platform, short form versus long form, etc. But what are those siguro rules of thumb that you can share us that really set each of these platforms apart? Dennis, you want to start?
Yeah, well, first you have to understand the nature of these platforms. No, well, you want to select a number of platforms you want to have a presence on, and then understand what the platform is all about. So YouTube is not a video platform really, it's a search platform, right? So the way you increase audience there really is to optimize your content so that people are able to search for it, right? So for example, in our case, in ABS-CBN's case, we would avoid naming our video clips like TV Patrol date, right? So we'll put short clips of TV Patrol and then put whatever it is about, so that when you're searching a TV Patrol clip of Angel Locsin or TV Patrol clip of Kim Chu, we put that in the title so that's it's easily searchable, right? So for example, for travel vloggers also, most of us when we travel, we'll shoot day one, day two, Japan, day one, Japan. Day one, Japan day two, di ba? Japan day three. But it's not searchable. What you want to do is maybe you edit together all of the places you ate in Japan and then title it like Japan places to eat. Because that's what people search for. They don't actually search for what to do on day one, what to do on day two. Or unless they are just spending a layover in Japan, maybe 24 hours in Japan. So you'd want to maybe produce a video what to do with just 24 hours in Japan, right? So it's really optimized for search. Facebook is a push platform, right? So people don't necessarily search there. I've tried searching on Facebook and I didn't find anything. It's really hard to search on Facebook, but you're addicted to it. Information is pushed to you on a daily basis, on an hourly basis even. So what you want to do is you want to optimize your content, especially video, so that the first 3 seconds catches the attention of the user. And you want to put text on your video because the audio is off on Facebook. When you scroll, naka-off ang audio niyan. So you want to put some type of text there to indicate what he or she is watching, is going to be expecting from that. You have 3 seconds to catch that attention. Instagram is pictures, so you make sure you have you go to Instagrammable places. Instagrammable is now a word. Instagrammable places. Your camera is you have those filters, etc. TikTok is a different orientation, right? The maximum video there, the same as Instagram, is 1 minute. So you have 1 minute to show what you can do and grab the attention. You can't even tell stories in just 1 minute. It's harder to tell stories in 1 minute. So the way you catch audiences there is very much different from YouTube or Facebook. So but I guess for all of the platforms, it is really best for you to always invite your viewers. Always tell them to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, etc. Yun lang yung importante ron. As they watch your video, don't forget to ask your viewers to subscribe if they like the video, or even leave a comment and see how you can improve it so that you can get that as a feedback and then improve how you do your content for later. And then then the audience feels that they are able to participate in your improvement, in how you do things. And they'll yun yung sinasabi ni Jim, more meaningful conversations that you're having. So it's not one way, you're two way. You're asking stuff from your audience, and then you're reacting to it, and that really builds the audience and the community.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the last episode, so Miss Funky there from YouTube, from ABS-CBN, also talked about optimization. So panoorin niyo yung last episode, we talked a little bit about optimization in that particular session. Also, Rhea talked about making sure that when you're on TikTok, your videos have to be vertical. How about vertical, as opposed to YouTube, which obviously should be horizontal, just simply because of the orientation of both platforms are very different. But Jim, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I think si Dennis has pretty much covered from a technical and format perspective. Those are the expectations. But I urge, especially those who would want to get into or wants to strengthen their content creation capability, always look at what's more important is wearing your audience lens. Diba? What's the expectation when you are on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, etc. And then you can do a lot of listening and a lot of engagement with them to better understand what they think of you.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a big debate in terms of, do you build yourself or do you build your platform based on what your audience tells you to do, diba? But for me, there are things kasi that you can learn from them or not. So again, going through the platforms one by one. Facebook kasi is really more on brand storytelling. Gone were the days when Facebook used to be very organic in a way na talagang you really see engagement to the highest level in the comment boxes, etc. I think right now people share more on Facebook. They reserve it for other platforms, all because naging trend na yung for 24 hours only. So you see most of the real-time moments or the captured moments on stories or maybe now on TikTok. When you go to, so the expectation on Facebook is, curated, well-written, kind of medyo planned, diba? Mas medyo pinag-isipan ng konti. When you go to Instagram, the expectation is really for you to be yourself. Kasi you know how the engagement you get on Instagram, it's more user-generated, diba? So that's where you should be more truthful and across platforms naman you have to be sincere and truthful. But parang dito mas pwede kang maging tao. Pwede kang maging, yourself. If you want to capture in your stories what you're cooking today or what you will have for lunch tomorrow, etc., then no one will judge you. Okay? YouTube, yan medyo iba na. Especially now that there's a lot of competition in terms of videos, diba? In terms of vlogs. So dyan na lumalamang yung mas magaling mag-edit, yung mas magaling kumapture nung either travel or either yung whatever experience that creator and influencer talks about on his channel or her channel. Yung TikTok medyo maano pa siya medyo umi-Instagram siya in a way, but you know how people get to showcase their creativity more in either copying someone's dance steps or creating his or her own dance step, hopefully to trend. Diba? So again, formats and technicalities are very important, but it's also important that you wear the lens of your audience to make sure that you're on the same page in terms of why they want to watch you or listen to you, and vice versa.
Speaking of audience, one thing I noticed hosting the webinars for the past 4 episodes and talking to the content creators that we've had is that the creators really know who their audiences are. Sobrang linaw for them. They even have hashtags and names for their audiences. Diba? Like si Makoy is hashtag Kapanga, si AC is AC-natics. So very clear yung messaging tsaka yung positioning nila sa audience nila. So meron pa silang chapter, di ba, per city like Davao, AC-natics Davao, etc. So malinaw sa kanila na kilala nila yung audiences nila. So the question here is, what's more important? Is it the quality of the audience? I guess the quality in terms of monetizability or opportunity to grow, or is it the quantity of the audience? Is one better than the other, quality versus quantity, or does it really matter? Dennis, Jen, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. I think um, well, if you will ask people, no, people would always say balance yan. Quantity and quality are equally important. But ako personally, I think quality is more important over quantity. Kasi you can have millions of followers, but if not all of them are subscribers, but not all of them naman engage with you or are not really interested with your content, then para ke, di ba? What's the use of having millions of followers, right? So I think there's more kasi on, well, hard, ang mahirap lang kasi normally when, especially on the agency and brand side, when you select the right talents or creators for your campaign, mas nauuna minsan yung quantity. Kunyari, in Densu, for example, not sure if others use it also, nakakategorize nga sa amin ng creators and influencers. Meron kaming Bs, Stars, Whales, and Elites. So, kapag nag-debrief, ano ba, gusto ba natin ng combination ng Whales and Stars? Or gusto ba natin ng Bs lang kasi low budget ang kliyente? So Bs normally are those with low reach but high affinity, na kahit 5,000 lang yung following, talagang pag nag-post, nagwawala lahat, nagre-reply, nagko-comment, diba? Or stars are mostly the celeb, well, yun yung mga I think the likes of Alex Gonzaga, Heart Evangelista, who are nailing it as a celebrity and as a creator or influencer at the same time. So if you want high reach and high engagement, you aim for the stars. The whales are those who are high reach pero low engagement. So di na ako magne-name ng names kung sino yung mga yun. So even in terms of the way we select, ganun yung mindset namin ganun yung thinking namin. So hindi mo pwede sabihin quality lang yung important. Kailangan marami rin kasi who would want to invest in you if you only have 100 followers kasi the loyal sila lahat o hindi, di ba? Parang, so doon ka pa rin. But quality, may ibang weight, di ba?
So Jim,
a lot of brand connections.
Got it. So na-qualify mo yung iba't ibang klase ng I guess audience segments or market segments, you might call them, no? What's the most attractive or the most important for an advertiser or a client in terms of quality? The quality. Is it the stars probably, or is it the whales?
Actually, ang talaga dyan budget Kasi usually, alam mo ko yung budget mo pang whale, pang star, o pang beast But of course, putting that down to the third priority or second priority, it will depend kasi on your campaign objectives. Parang what role will the influencer or the creator play in your campaign? For you to determine, feeling ko you need a whale. For example, if you just want reach, if you want to launch a product and you don't even care about people talking about it because there's nothing much to talk about it, get a whale. Because the whale has 3 million, 5 million followers, even if engagement is low. Or who knows, if the product is really good and if the idea is really strong, then they might engage. Kasi di ba even on Facebook algorithm, karamihan ng mga whales nalaglag na sa algorithm yung fans or followers nila. That's why mas mataas yung they still have high reach but low engagement. There are times naman when you want a more organic, sincere and focused or niche kind of communication to a particular audience, then you tap the Bs. Kasi yung Bs, kahit maliit lang, but these are the varsity players of the universities. Diba? Not the ones with millions of followers, pero alam mong may strong following of students, for example.
Yeah.
Medyo, again, while budget is a big consideration, the objective also plays an important role. What role do you want to play in the campaign, right?
Interesting, no? Very, very good perspective coming from our agency advertiser kind of point of view. But Dennis, we have a very similar framework in ABS-CBN, di ba? In terms of, parang I think it's what's called the Stellar framework, tama ba? Where we are able to actually quantify audience engagement or quantity of audience per talent. Is that right? Can you talk about that? Is that something that
Well,
we do?
yeah. So in ABS, so we have Stellar, no. So we simply we have this scoring system called the Navi Scoring system. So it's basically a combination of real-time stats of celebrities and creators and how much engagement they get every time they post. Basically, it's we also classify it
Yeah.
like that. No? But going back to the essence, no, is quality or quantity better? Um, uh, I mean, look at it this way, no. When you post a video on any platform, right? Uh, that video or that piece of content does not necessarily get pushed to everyone. Hindi porket meron kang 1 million subscribers, naglagay ka ng video, nakikita yun ng 1 million subscribers mo, right? It will only be shown by a small set of your subscribers, and the algorithm of the platforms will determine if that small percentage of users engage with the content that you posted or not. So it will test your content kung maganda ba siya o hindi. Right? So imagine you have 1 million subscribers and YouTube would probably just announce it to just 5% or less. Right? So this is where quantity, size matters, right? So what 5% of 1 million is definitely is 50,000 as compared to 5% of 10,000. Di ba? Ang laki ng diferensya. So that's where quantity works for you. But then the quality there is when it gets posted to your first 5% and that 5% reacts well to it, then the algorithm pushes your content to another set of 5% of your subscribers and then another set of 5%, etc. until it announces it to a larger audience beyond your subscriber base. Look-alike audiences ang tawag doon, right? Para makakuha ka pa ng maraming subscribers, hindi lang naman yung kukulong yung content ng subscriber.
Parang na-remarket siya.
Right? So parang may market testing yung platform dun sa subset of your creators, and kung pumatok sa kanya ipupush yun, right? Yeah. So tips to creators, when you push a video, sana may hype para mag-react yung first set of users na aabangan yung content mo at may traction ka, and the platform pushes it to the next set of subscribers. Pag walang traction, naglabas ka lang, walang nakakaalam, walang pick up, mahina. Right? The quality there is, yun nga, yung nag-push ka sa 50,000, yung quality mababa, 1,000 lang ang nag-pick up, mahina, sabihin ni YouTube. Ay, bakit 50,000 nilagay, 1,000 na nag-react? Ay, baka pangit to. Eh, hindi ko na sasayangin yung oras nung next 50,000 kasi yung unang 50,000 hindi na nag-react eh. And the platform will always push content that you will like. It's the platform, kakampi ng platform, hindi yung creator, yung viewers. So kung ano mag-gusto ng viewers, yun yung platform. And if your content did not respond well to even your own subscribers, why would it push your content to other people, right? So that's how it works, right? So yeah, it's a balance between quality, quantity. Okay, marami ka, 50,000, but mahina, hindi engage, binili mo lang, right? Wala nag-react, so mahina, right? So there's that. Oh, it's up to you.
Dennis, yan yung hirap nung kung yung brands kasi ang dali eh. Pag nalaglag na sa algorithm yung followers mo, you have 1 million pero 1% na active. You boost your content, you get them back. Diba? Ang mahirap, hopefully that will resurrect them from your engaged followers. Pero for creators and influencers, that's why it's important that you start it right. Kasi parang wala ka naman nakitang creator, influencer na nagbo-boost ng content. At hindi yun yung practice.
Yeah.
Talaga, you have to really rely on your organic following, your organic reach. And somehow along the way, if you have someone who unsubscribed or left you for whatever reason, because of word of mouth and maybe YouTube serving again on search your video, ma-resurrect mo yung audience. So yun, again, that's connected to the previous topic we had, discussion we had kanina. So better not start cheating yourself kasi in a way, ito yung mga later on when you get to your 100,000, 1 million, in a way dyan ko show your pandaya mo sa simula eh. Kasi whatever you do, you cannot increase your engagement. Hindi totoong tao yung followers mo eh. Yung likes mo.
You can't buy engagement, you can't buy loyalty. So we have questions here from our audience. So question from Cyril Vlogs. What are the examples of marketing yourself to potential supporters or for brands? Is there a way for you as a content creator to make brands pay attention to your content? Meron bang secret sauce dyan? Jim?
I think, again, I'm wearing my agency lens. There's always merit, there's always an advantage if we see the person or the creator multi-talented, sensitive, and alam mo parang even from even there's a screen in front of you, in a way there's some kind of like approachable character. And right now, and what I always tell, especially to the newbies, parang don't limit yourself with YouTube kasi there are a lot of ways to, kumbaga maraming gimmicks ngayon online and offline that you can do to really what do you call this, parang expand your following or your influence, diba? Keep in mind that when your channel grows to 100 million or 100 million, 1 million, 2 million subscribers, ang star doon hindi yung channel eh, ikaw. Kasi people follow you not because of your channel, but because of you, your persona, your character. Maybe they find you funny, they find themselves what do you call this, parang relatable to you, etc. So parang do different ways on how you deepen that engagement with your audience, and brands will notice that in the end. And that's quality, as we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Diba? Again, Lloyd, I'm a big fan of Lloyd. Si Lloyd talaga, hindi siya hindi fake eh. Very sincere. Even he doesn't have a lot, diba? Even nung nagsisimula pa lang siya. But talagang in his heart, he wants to help. So, he would have his ways of helping others. Diba? Ang mga tao magaling eh. Marunong na rin tuman siya ng fake at tsaka pag pinipeke mo lang o talagang totoo ka eh. So, yan, again, yung audience has matured really differently now compared before.
Yeah. Question for Dennis. Dennis, question from Charo Limaco. Are there correct techniques in cross-selling your YouTube account, your Twitter, Facebook, and IG followers? Also, hi, Dennis, from Charo Limaco.
Is there a way to cross-post?
Cross-sell, yes.
Cross-sell. Well, just going back to the algorithm discussion tuloy tayo today, but that's algorithm is life for creators, no? Syempre, platforms will always want to keep you in their platform. Right? So any cross-posting, any redirecting of users from YouTube to Facebook, Facebook to YouTube is always something that the algorithm will catch and deprioritize your content on. I guess wag mo lagay sa description, just put it on the video itself. Kasi it's hard to read video. They're not gonna watch your video, right? Put it on the video, don't put it on the descriptions. Siguro yun yung pinakamagandang way to cross-promote your different executions, right? When you do stuff on TikTok, it's always good to put the best of my TikTok content on YouTube or Facebook. The TikTok branding is there anyway, so understood that they can get up to date with whatever you're doing on TikTok. So sometimes subtle hints, subtle branding elements would already indicate to the user where your presence is. And this way you also bypass algorithm of the platforms.
Meron nga akong
For me personally, no, when I'm a fan of a creator, I don't necessarily follow them on Twitter or Facebook. I actually want to listen more to them by subscribing to their podcast. For example, si Marks Brownlee or si Tech Meme Ride Home, for example. Although, mas okay yung podcast platform ni Tech Meme Ride Home versus his YouTube account, which is really bad. So I think it really depends, no? If you're really engaged with their content and you really want to learn more or listen more, go to the specific platform for that particular behavior activity. I don't really care about his personal life, so I won't follow him on Facebook. Diba? I guess that's just a personal preference. Pero let's look at some shoutouts now. No? So Clarence TV sabi niya, hello, great advice. Adrian Panghilinan sabi niya, wow, that was fire advice. May millennial fire. I guess there's an emoji fire. Yeah, what the taps? Sabi niya, what the taps TV, PH. Thanks, sir. Listening to your live stream now. Aliagar Salinas, hindi sayang oras ko dito and as a content creator, sobrang halaga ng webinar na to para sa akin. Thank you very much for joining us, Aligar. We hope that you learn a lot. We know that we only have 1 hour. We really want to dive deeper into the different details, so like algorithms and all that, but we don't have enough time. Let's go to the next part of the discussion, Dennis and Jim. Now, let's talk about tips and tricks or life hacks that you can share with our content creators and our audience about various platforms. So let's start with Dennis. Dennis, do you have any tips or tricks that you want to share?
Tips. Okay. Algorithm again. Tips algorithm. When you are watching your YouTube on mobile, when you're watching YouTube on a computer or a tablet, or when you're watching YouTube on TV, notice that the recommended types of content on these different devices will be different, right? On mobile, YouTube will recommend to you shorter clips. On tablet or on PC, it will recommend to you mid-form types of clips, 10 minutes, etc. On the TV app, it will recommend longer form content. So if you're a YouTuber, I suggest you create different lengths of content so that despite the different devices that your subscribers are using to find you, you have content that is optimized for that device.
Napansin ko yun. Mark Weens shows up more on my smart TV, but not in my recommended in my phone. So parang they want you to watch longer pag nasa TV ka nga.
Right.
I noticed that.
Well, they know you're sitting down. When you're in front of TV, you're sitting down, you're committed. So they'll push longer content, right?
Yeah. You're on a couch, you want to binge, parang Netflix, so longer content. What about Jim? Jim, you have any tips you want to share?
So I mean, I think if you are an aspiring creator talaga, if you want to up yourself in content creation, be geeky when it comes to these formats. The one that Dennis is talking about. Kasi may mga may mga difference between horizontal and vertical video, yung mga recorded versus live. Ngayon, lalo na ngayon, as a format. Even straight from the horse's mouth, Facebook, Instagram, more Facebook, they're saying that vertical works better, even if a lot of people, a lot of creators are used to horizontal. So if you want to be geeky about this work or this passion of yours, just throw yourself into Google and look for certifications. Facebook has its own blueprint. If you want to, Instagram has its own different, and even non-channel specific learning module. Ang dami dyan. Especially ngayong ECQ. Lahat yan free. Karamihan free. So grab the offer.
Pati ito, free ito.
Oh, ito, free ito. Diba? So, sabi nga nila, experience is the best teacher. You jump there and learn as much as you can. Good thing about digital, test and learn. Right? You don't have to master or perfect something. Try it out. If it doesn't work, move on. If it works, do it again. Diba? But down to my 3 tips, no, that I've listed. Di pa pala yun yung tips ko, Chase. But very, very ano lang.
Go ahead.
Listen, engage, and evaluate. Okay? Do not just listen, but listen carefully. Okay? The people you engage with are real people, hopefully, hindi binili. And you will learn a lot from them. Okay? Wag mo lang silang bigyan ng emoji or wag mo lang silang bigyan ng content. But you have to set time talking to them, getting to know them, right? And believe me, you will get more from them than the other way around. That's very important. Quality, diba? Fans again. Do not just engage meaningfully. The expectation has leveled up. Right? Hindi ka na lang, hindi pwedeng bahala na, basta-basta, wala akong pake. Might work for you in the short term, but in the long run, you will see how the rest will be, will sprint and leave you behind. Okay? Maiiwan ka at some point. So kailangan maging klaro sa'yo. Hindi kailangan perfect na yung strategy mo pag pinasok mo to. Pero kailangan, while you stay true to your strategy, you evolve. Diba? Optimize along the way. And invest. Tama. Parang instead of buying likes, buy cameras, buy tripods. Ako, napabili ako hindi naman ako talaga creator-influencer, pero sa dami ng mga nausong webinar the past few weeks, meron na rin akong may lamp na ako dito, hindi ko akalain. May wala.
Ring light.
Hindi tayo sa kulay, so kailangan may extra light.
Yeah.
And then evaluate. Wag bira lang ng bira. At some point, pag take a step back and tama ba yung ginagawa ko? May kulang ba sa ginagawa ko? How do I make things better? How do I, level up? Diba? There's that constant pursuit to be better. Diba? Don't just settle and go, okay na to. Diba? Kasi again, hindi ko naman sinasabing pag nag-settle ka sa okay na to, mawawalan ka ng followers. Pero, may yan rat race yan Meron at merong mas gagaling sa'yo. So ang goal mo dapat galing ka lang ng galing. And that will address our good algorithm. That will address having more meaning. That will address, all the other stuff that we discussed over the last 30, 45 minutes or so. So, I think those are the
excellent
three for me.
Really good. All right, really good advice, Jen. Thank you. Speaking of certifications, so you were talking about affinity audience. I think that was Dennis. Jen was talking about lookalike. I think the other way around. Lookalike audience, demographics, audience demographics, affinity audience, all of that. You can get training on those, free training actually from Google. Google Ads training, display ads, search ads, etc. are for free. You can take them and just Google search ads or display ads on Google now, and you'll find them. So what about other courses that you guys recommend that content creators will really benefit from, Jim? What courses should they take or should they explore? Meron ba tayong recommendations?
Baka si Dennis would know more in terms of the technical
Dennis.
Creators, creation, videography, photography, whatever. But before I let Dennis answer that, ako from a channel perspective, check out Coursera. Coursera has a lot of free and I think they have a lot of discounts. Yung mga little, especially on the strategy side, check out Coursera. Actually, even yung mga may mga some courses na short courses around the world. I just can't think of one now, but parang I see once in a while nagpa-pop up sa screen ko na content creation 101 or Facebook 101. There's nothing, you're not gonna lose anything. Just get out there and while you're stuck at home, diba? Elevate your knowledge and apply it in Ako Dennis, from a content perspective, baka may mas mga alam kang courses.
Well, ang dami kasi ngayong courses available, there's a course specific to YouTube, there's a course specific to Facebook. I mean, lahat yan nandoon, well, the best source really should come from the horse's mouth, So ibig sabihin, you have your YouTube Creator Academy that's available for everyone to watch and learn from. So that's a great resource. Google Trends, right? Yung mga search trends sa Google, right? So if you want your content to be discoverable, look at what people are searching for, look at the trends, and then create
Keywords.
content along those trends. Basta nasa branding mo, I mean, don't create content that has nothing to do with what you're supposed to be, right? So if you're a comics creator, don't create content na about dance or something. Di ba? Parang ang layo eh, di ba? So para lang makiuso, right? But you can do dance. For example, if you're a Marvel hero, you want to do the Tala challenge, do it as Iron Man, right? So may dapat may content, di ba? May sense, right? Facebook will always have its resource, how to best use it. YouTube, actually, ang dami kong napapanood na videos sa people on YouTube are really helpful. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that will teach you anything from cooking, from gymnastics, exercise, strategy, lahat nandoon na eh, no? You don't even need to go to school. Well, Coursera is a great resource. I've used it. Udemy, I've tried it. Okay naman sila. But you know what's best? Collaborate, no? Ako ganun lang. 'Di ba makipagkaibigan kayo sa ibang YouTubers, content creators, Facebookers, TikTokers, makipagkaibigan kayo sa kanila. Get some first-hand knowledge from them. Share your experiences. They'll share their experiences together. You'll improve. Ganun yun eh. And you know, collaboration gives you a good way also to expand your audience. I mean, collaborate with somebody like you, no? Para yung audiences nyo hindi naman masyado magkalayo. And then hopefully you can get some of his audience to you and some of your audience to him, right? Ako lang, ang tip ko lang, when you do collaborations, you approach the creator you want to collaborate with and propose what you can bring to the table, right? It's not, oy, guys, collaborate tayo sub to sub. Hindi ganoon, di ba? Collaborate tayo, here's what I stand for, here's what I can give you, and here's how I think you can help me. Ganoon dapat ka-formal, hindi yung collaborate tayo, ano gagawin natin? Wala, kahit ano. Mahirap yun kasi you're gonna mag-schedule eh, mag-aalat talaga kayo ng time to work together, and it can't be ikaw bahala, di ba? Parang nakikipag-date ka, saan niyo gusto mo, ikaw saan mo gusto, kahit ano, ay, wala kayong nangyari sa inyo, di ba? So yun lang, that's my tip, no? Collaborate and learn from them. Minsan makikita mo kung paano nila ginagawa, ay may way pala to do it better. And then you actually learn from that. Experience at the end is still the best teacher.
The best teacher. Great. We're running out of time. Unfortunately, I think we really have to wrap up the conversation. I'd like to thank our guests this afternoon, Sir Dennis Lim and si Jim, for really sharing with us their expertise. And we hope that you learned from our session this afternoon. Please make sure that you watch our final session this coming Friday. Same time, 4 p.m. Ang topic po natin is From Passion to Profit, Working with Brands and Monetizing Your Content. Our guests for that session are Prince de Guzman. You'll remember him from our first session of the webinar. We have Carlo Ople, and also the Mr. Chinky Tan. Yeah, big wigs. Sobrang really, really good group of speakers joining us this Friday.
Mayayaman na tong mga to.
Lalo na si Chinkitan, balita ko.
Yayaman na itong mga to eh. Oh, yan talaga. Oo.
So, make sure, put that in your calendar, make sure to join us this Friday. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our channel, Adober Studios, on YouTube and on the Facebook page, Adober Studios ABS-CBN on YouTube, and Adober Studios, Adober Studios ABS-CBN on Facebook, and Adober Studios on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Adober Studios. Would you like to promote anything in the future, Jim or Dennis? Instagram, you want to promote that?
I think this is the best time for me to talk about this. I know that 99%, those who are listening or watching right now are creators and influencers. So as you have heard in the introduction of Chase earlier, no, so I am with the Creator and Influencer Council of the Philippines. I've shared this to Dennis last week or 2 weeks ago. But so finally, we're very happy that we were able to put na a council that will really cater to the welfare of creators and influencers. And we intend to, if you go to the website, CICP, Chicken India Chicken Papa.com.ph, you will get to know more about the council and find out how you can be, it's not an agency or a company or whatever. It's a council. So everyone here who is helping have voluntarily submitted their whatever they can do, no, to help elevate the influencer and the creator industry. So kanina we were discussing like education and training. That's part of the projects this year that are lined up. Sayang nga kung hindi nagka-COVID, there are a lot of on-ground events that we're planning to put together for this year. But education and training, even for brands and agencies, how to work with creators and influencers, how to understand better what are the metrics that matter. So yun yung mga value for them that we have lined up. And we're working also on what we call an industry code of ethics, something that would guide everyone in terms of, at the end of the day, we're an industry. And I represent the agency, agree that influencers and creators now more than ever play a more meaningful role in marketing. Hindi na lang yan amplify. Hindi na lang yan pag may extra budget. You see a lot of content right now being created that creators and influencers are at the center of the campaign. Diba? Have you seen some of the, pwede naman ako mag-mention ng brand, Dennis, no? Some of the...
Oh, pwede.
Mamaya,
singiling kita.
Go ahead.
Hindi mo ako mamaya. The Coke videos that we created feature si Hazel and Heidi King. Diba? Mga iba-iba. We've done some work for Lloyd before, etc. So, do check it out. If you think there's something you can bring on the table, be a member, join us, help us. With the board, one of the things also we have thought of is really putting up a mentorship series. So you will learn from the rest of the members of the board. Erwan is there. Jaco De Leon is also a member. Carlo Ople is our Director for Education and Training. Nino Guerrero, the father of Franz and Niana, is also a member. RJ Garcia, the manager and partner of Mikey Bustos, is also a member. Let's Eat Pare. So Mark Del Rosario is also a member on the community side naman. So we're very excited. And sinabihan ko na to si Dennis, hindi pwedeng wala ang Adober Studios yan. So definitely, Adober Studios will play
Oo.
meaningful role. Ako lang, alam mo ba Dennis, ako sa team ko in Denso, may isa akong social media specialist who's also a creator in Adober Studios. So I'm really a big fan of and I teach kasi also Chase on the side in UANP. In fact, si Dennis di ako makatanggi today because I've invited him before also to speak to my students. But I really hope that things like this would continue because now more than ever we need to help the industry because it's already an industry, whether we like it or not. So we need to do something about it. Thank you.
Support your content creators.
Yes.
Thank you. Dennis?
Yeah, I think as Jim mentioned, we're really a small community. Actually, ilan lang talaga ang creators sa Pilipinas, and we all really have to band together and grow the industry, no. I'm very happy with what we are doing. Sila Jim and the CICP. It's really about giving back, no. It's really about when you're a successful creator, ako kasi my principle is when you become successful, there's an responsibility, there's an obligation for successful people to help the next generation, right? So yun it's and this is also part of why we're doing this series. We really want to help creators grow. And in line with that, I've seen some messages here asking how to join Adober Studios. Just email us, Adober Studios. Yung Adober singular, yung studios plural, Adober Studios at abs-cbn.com. and our network managers will get back to you. And what we really do is we sit down with everyone and then analyze their analytics, talk to them about how to grow their audience, branding, etc. It's a more hands-on approach, really hand-holding, making you successful, etc., growing your audience, etc., and then finding friends, finding people you can collaborate with so that you can grow your audience base. So thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining us today.
All right. Salamat everybody for joining us this afternoon. Thank you, Dennis and Jim, for sharing your thoughts and your expertise once again. With that, please join us again on Friday at 4 p.m. We hope to see you there and have a great rest of the day. Keep safe. Good night.
Thank you. Thanks, Dennis.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
JC.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, wait lang daw.